Welcome in, everybody, to the Pony Sports DTX membership interview, and we're excited to interview one of our featured partners, Roderick Daniels Jr. Welcome in, Roderick. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Roderick, you just wrapped up spring ball. How did it go?
It was very good. We got to meet a lot of the new coaches, fellowship with a lot of the players on and off the field. It was so good so far.
Great. And I didn't see you out there yesterday. Did you get dinged up at the end of spring practice?
Yeah, I had a minor hamstring injury. It happened probably a week ago on a Saturday night when we had a spring night practice. I kind of tweaked my hamstring a little bit, but it was nothing too severe. I'll be ready to be back for the season.
Good deal. Did you get that when you were burning somebody?
Oh, no, it actually happened on air, like by myself, and I was just running routes. And I was running out route, not playing. I just felt it, and I was like, I knew it kind of happened.
Oh, yeah. So tell us a little bit about spring ball under the new staff this year. Is it a little harder than the previous staff? Is there more hitting? What are some of the differences you've noticed in spring ball?
This spring ball, for it being my first, it was kind of good. It was a lot more learning and teaching going on because, of course, it's a new staff. So we were mainly installing plays, getting to know all of the players, their strengths and weaknesses, getting to know the coaches, how do they coach, and basically the coaches doing the same to us, getting to know the players, how to coach certain players, how to teach players to do certain things. So it was all just a learning process for us.
Well, so tell me a little bit about Coach Likens, your new position coach.
I like Coach Likens a lot. He's a very good coach, good teacher. He got a lot of energy. He be real hype at practice. Everybody feed off his energy. There's never a day we go into practice and he just be like out of it where he don't want to coach or he's not feeling it. He makes sure we all hype and we ready to work. And every day we learn and we working. Take no days off.
And what about Coach Lashley? Did you know him from the recruiting process, or is this your first time you're getting to meet and familiarize yourself with him?
I met him a little bit through the recruiting process when he was at Miami. He offered me and recruited me for Miami, but it was during COVID, right before COVID happened, so I didn't actually get to meet him in person a lot. I met him one time in person. He came to my school at Duncanville. But so far since he's been here, he's a very good coach also. He gives off a lot of good energy, make sure all the coaches are coaching, make sure the players are learning, installing accountability, responsibility, and make sure everybody doing what they're supposed to do.
That's great. And what would you say some of the big differences between Coach Dykes and Coach Lashley are, at least so far?
Big differences. I think one of the big things is he actually be hands-on and he actually be coaching throughout the practices most of the time. Like, he's not just standing back and just watching. He actually coaching the players, talking to the coaches, communicating with the players and coaches, actually being hands-on at practice.
Yeah, that was pretty evident from any of the practices or the spring that he's getting his hands dirty on everything. So
he'd be in the mix.
Yeah, and so what have you been working on most over spring and the off season to get ready for the 2022 season?
Mainly learning the offense, make sure I know my role in the offense and everyone else's roles, just in case anything happened, I have to play another position or play anyone else's roles, and mainly working on my craft, my footwork, hands, routes, making sure my body right so I can reduce the injuries that I'm having now so that I don't occur throughout the end of the season, and making sure I'm just ready to play a full season.
And where do they have you lining up right now? Primarily in the slot, or are you working all over?
No, I've mainly been in the slot.
And who all is running out of the slot right now with you?
It's me, Jalen Record, Calvin Wiggins, Hudson, and I think that's about it. Everyone else, they've been back and forth. And they have Rasheed in the slot sometimes too.
Yeah. Calvin Wiggins is a pretty big slot receiver.
Yeah, he's a big dude, and he can move for his size. He's going to be that big, he can move.
So who's the out of you, Jaylene, and Calvin, who's the fastest of you three?
The fastest?
Yeah.
I'm probably have to get that to Jaylene.
Oh, yeah? He can fly?
Yeah, Jaylene fast. He fast. Yeah.
You have more of the phone booth quickness than him, or just dead away speed?
Yeah, that's probably the thing. I'm probably a little bit more quicker, in and out moves, but just straight line speed. If it was the race, Jaylene will win.
Oh, yeah.
And what's crazy, I've been playing against Jaylene since we was 5 and 6 years old. We played against each other in the league. and we played on each other's 7-on-7 team, and now we go to college together.
That's wild. So y'all been close for years. So that's kind of,
Yeah,
y'all
we've
just
been
know
knowing each
everything.
other for our whole life. We've been playing against each other.
That's good. So who is is Jaylene the fastest wide receiver now with Danny and Reggie being gone?
Yeah, he probably the fastest. Yeah, I think he probably. I don't know. It's between him and Jordan Curley.
Yeah, Jordan Curley's
It
pretty
might
dang
be.
fast.
It might be Curley. I don't know. That's kind of hard. That'd be a good race to watch. It
Yeah,
might be Curley.
that'd be an interesting one for sure. So who would you say through spring ball this year, two breakout candidates are on the team? Guys that didn't start last year, didn't play a whole lot, any position that you think might see the field quite a bit in 2022?
Um, for offense, I could say Bo Corrales because he wasn't here last year.
Yeah.
So he had a real good spring for me just now getting to see him play and stuff. He had a real good spring. He made a lot of plays. And Austin Upshaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Upshaw's a name who's been around for a while, but be interesting to see.
Yeah. He made some
Is he lining
plays.
up primarily outside?
Yeah, he mainly primarily outside.
Nice. Well, that'll be interesting to see. So, is there a defensive back on the team you'd say who looks like they're taking a big step forward from the fall to spring practice?
The ones that I can say is the same ones that was making plays in the fall,
Sure.
like B Cross, Massey, Isaiah, Wacobia, Jahari. They all be making plays in the fall, so they were still making plays this spring.
So, who's for you at least personally? Who's the toughest defensive back to get open against?
The toughest to get open against.
Yeah.
Since I'm mainly in the slot, I only get to go against mainly B Cross and Isaiah. Those probably the toughest. They compare, they compete.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
those two. It's between one of them.
So, what DB on the team does the most holding in practice to try to keep you from getting open?
The most holding. Who does the most holding? Most of the holding be from the corners on the outside. Just like Isaiah and B Cross don't really hold. They don't never really hold.
So who on the outside do you just know who's everybody's complaining about for always holding?
Everybody complaining about holding?
Yeah.
or Money Johnson.
Oh yeah. He's got that savvy veteran hold down, doesn't he?
Yeah, they always complain about our money. Sometimes it don't be holding. He just be playing physical, and sometimes it kind of do. But everybody argue with our money about it.
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Well, that's that veteran move right there. So you got to see it. So everybody knows that y'all have the quarterback competition going on. How are the two QBs looking?
They both looking real good. It's kind of hard. I know it's hard for the coaches to choose because me as a player, it's hard for me to choose. But they've been doing good though, both of them.
And you being in the same class as Preston, did you know him pretty well?
Yeah, I almost went to Parrish with Preston throughout high school. When I was going through a little something at Duncanville, I was finna transfer and I was finna go to Parrish Episcopal with Preston. I think that was my junior year. So I kind of knew him throughout high school a little bit. We had a friendship before we came here.
Sure.
And he always wanted me to play with him. And then we ended up going to college together.
That's great. I can't imagine you and Preston at Parrish together. That would have been some video game stats.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
So tell us about what led you to pick an SMU. I know you had a commitment to Baylor for a while and then flipped over to SMU. Kind of walk us through a little bit that process or what really stood out to having you pick SMU.
SMU, I just got a real good family vibe. Like, of course, everyone wanted me to come to that school for my football ability. Of course, SMU did too, but I just got a real good feeling for the coaches and just the whole school environment and the future and past of the school. And I know I'll be able to just expand in life and just outside of football, in case anything was happening in football, I could still be able to like pursue my career outside of football from the alumni, the school, and just the connections that they have and the network that I have at the school.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so do you have any weird football superstitions?
Nah, not really. Not really.
Yeah, some of your teammates have some weird ones at times. They're having like pop skittles or they're wearing the same undershirt or something else.
Let me see. Nah, probably. Nah,
You just let your
I
game
don't know. I
speak.
don't really have one.
Just let your
Yeah,
game
I
speak.
just go
Nothing
play
wrong with that.
football. I don't have nothing that I. Yeah, I just play football. I don't have nothing really.
So do you have a nickname on the team from your teammates?
They just call me Junior.
Junior?
Yeah, that's kind of always been my nickname, Junior or Rod, one of those.
Yeah. Is that what your parents call you too, is Junior?
Yeah, my family call me Junior.
Yeah. Well, I've had the same thing. I've been called Junior too, because so same idea, man. So I know how it feels. Even when you
Yeah,
get to be the same size, you're still Junior.
yeah, they just call me Junior. They always call me Junior.
So who's the hardest hitter on the defense?
Hardest hitter?
Yeah.
Hardest hitter on the defense is between, I say, Isaiah Wacobia.
Uh-huh.
It's a few. Yeah, defense is probably Isaiah Wacobia, B-Mass. Yeah, one of those.
Okay. I like going with the DBs from it because most of the running backs usually go with Elijah Chapman. And I was like, I wouldn't want to be hit by that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because B-Mass fast. He's strong, but he fast with it. So his speed come without a power, and Isaiah just real strong.
Yeah. Isaiah looks like it looks like a linebacker out there playing safety, but
To
he's
play
got the speed
safety,
too. Yeah.
all muscle.
Oh yeah, that guy's strong guy. So who's the biggest trash talker on the defense?
Be close, not even close.
Really?
Not even close.
Does he get after some guys in practice? I know I've seen him do it in the games too.
He do it all the time, everybody. That's why he kind of like going with me because he know it's going to be competition. We go back and forth the whole time.
Oh yeah, love it. So who's the biggest trash talker on the offense?
On the offensive side, who talks? No one on offense really talk like that. It probably like sometimes me or Rashia talk.
Yeah.
That's probably it. That's probably it. Yeah, it's one of us.
All right, all right. And so who's the out of all the coaching staff that you've gotten to know so far, who's the funniest of the coaches?
The funniest,
Yeah.
Coach Likens. He's the
Oh
funniest.
yeah.
He's the funniest.
So who's the most serious out of the staff?
I would say the D-line coach, Thibodeau.
Thibodeau?
Yeah,
All right.
he look like he'd be serious. Him or Coach Niver.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
safety's
Coach
coach.
Niver. It's one of them.
All right. And who of the staff, who do you think would be the best dancer and the worst dancer?
Best dancer?
Yeah.
Best dancer could be Likens probably would be the best dancer.
Okay. Coach
Yeah,
Likens can get down and move a little bit. I
yeah,
like it.
yeah. Likens probably be the best dancer. The worst dancer would be I gotta go with somebody from defense. The worst dancer would be I probably would say Coach Niver.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably is the worst.
Yeah, he's probably left his dancing moves a few years back. So there you
Yeah.
go. Well, guys, that's all we got here today with Roderick Daniels Jr. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roderick.